Hello, hello, hello. Amazing to see all of you here tonight. We have a full house. First things first, welcome everyone. We are Techmakers and we are very proud to organize this event together with the Startup World Cup. Tonight we will have 10 amazing startups pitching. We were very happy to receive many applications from anywhere ranging from sustainability to fintech to deep tech. And you will see that diversity shining at the same time during the pitches as well. So thanks to all our sponsors so that we could actually have this event today here. Mainly to Prosus AI House for hosting us, giving us this amazing space. And to Phenom for covering everything else so that we are well fed, so that we are very well taken care of and having all the fun. And thanks to also all our judges. Sorry, Stan. It used to be Sander's face before you guys swapped in. But they were super kind to accept our invitation to be here tonight. And they bring together many years of experience across the entrepreneurial ecosystem, across the fintech ecosystem, and across the startup and investor ecosystem in the Netherlands and beyond. So thank you for being here. Also, and this is where I do my blah, blah, blah. As with everything good, it starts with a team. I think all the early stage founders know this really well. So I want to start thanking the Techmakers team. First of all, I will give a little anecdote about how I joined Techmakers in the first place. I was pitching my own startup last year at Techmakers at one of the events, Techly Montrings. And one thing follows the other. I started speaking to Julian and Fabian, and I basically found myself a community that is super supportive, super at the same time, really forwarding and really championing entrepreneurs in that sense. So this is my little shout out to all the Techmakers team. One of them, I'll count names one by one because some of them really shined during the preparation of this event. Where is Maggie? Maggie, thank you. Without you, none of this would have happened. Julian will talk in a second about Techmakers and our community. Thank you. Also, none of this would have happened without you. Fabian, thank you for your support and being a champion overall. And to the remainder of the team, Zach, Joel, Alina, for being for being all the sweethearts that you are. And yeah, I couldn't have wished for a better team to do this with. All right, without further ado, I'll pass the mic on to Julien so he can tell you more about Techmakers.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So first of all, thank you so much for all joining tonight. Sharon asked me to come on stage to share a few words about the history of Techmakers. So let's take a trip down memory lane together. Techmakers started 5 years ago in a small office on Erendracht with a meetup page, a group of French people, there are some that are also in the room tonight as well, and a beer tap machine. You wonder why, because the idea was just simple. We wanted to invite entrepreneurs, come, pitch their startup, and of course share a few beers together. But flash forward to 5 years later, the small meetup page has turned into a massive community of more than 7,000 people. We have organized more than 60 events, ranging from robotics hackathon, and I'm looking at Alina and Zach in the back, to conference type of events, of course, our monthly tech drinks, and the fantastic pitching competition that Sharon, Maggie, and the others have put tonight. We have supported more than 200 founders over the last 5 years, and the team, as you can see, has grown much more international than just the Frenchies. Now we have people from the Netherlands, of course, we have people from Turkey, from China, the US, Romania, and Ireland. So we're very happy for that. And when I think back about our small office on Erendracht and the beer tap machine, I cannot help but be happy about all this journey that we have taken all together with Fabien and so many others that are here tonight. And I'm just so grateful for everyone that has been helpful for this. First of all, of course, the sponsors. Thank you so much for making tonight happen, Phenom and Prosus. I want to thank also all the jury for taking the time to join us tonight and actually listen to these beautiful pitches that are going to happen later. I want to thank, of course, all of you for joining tonight. But most of all, I want to thank Sharon for the great lead that she has been doing for this event. It's been really great to work with her. And of course, as she mentioned to Maggie, the MVP also for this event, because she's been really so helpful in the finish line. And of course, all of the Techmakers, because you see them running around tonight, helping out. And without them, there simply wouldn't be any event happening. And one more thing, as one like to say, I want to wish good luck to all the founders tonight. You're going to kill it. We are behind you, and you're going to do great. Good luck. Thank you, everyone. And now I give the mic to Remco, talking about Prosus.
I have my own mic, thank you. Hi everyone, I'd like to welcome you on behalf of Prosus and the AI House. I'm part of the AI House team. One thing we don't have actually is a beer tap. I don't know what we're doing wrong here, so something to put on the list. How many of you know Prosus? It's a little higher than usual, which is great. Prosus is originally a tech investor, and it stems from the Naspers. Naspers is the national press from South Africa, but it became one of the leading tech investors in the world. Now, for the people who don't know Prosus, they are now listed here in Amsterdam, and that's why we're here today. And many of you may know some of their brands. The most famous one is Tencent Holdings, which they have a large stake in, but also recently they acquired fully Just Eat Takeaway. So if you've ever ordered food, thank you on behalf of Prosus. Now the AI House. Why does Prosus do the AI House? Because they're a tech investor. What does that have to do with AI? So the company is now in sort of a transition from being only known as a tech investor to also becoming a tech company. We even have our own tech stack, which is called Tokan. And we've successfully, over all the portfolio companies, ran AI agents. Well, actually, all the portfolio companies built their own AI agents on top of Tokan. And the funny thing is that we learned is that usually everybody would use the same 20 use cases of all of them. So we now, because of the scale of Prosus, we have found something that goes well beyond an MVP of how you're going to work with AI. Now, the AI house where you're in is basically an AI house. It's a clubhouse. So we would like to welcome community organizers as well. Julien, we have seen him many times. We can give him sort of like an honorary badge here already. But this is really an open space where we bring the AI community together. So it's not always about tech. It can also be about finance or about robotics, or more for the developer community, and every sort of niche and vertical. So if you're an event organizer and you want to do something great here, please reach out to our team, events@aihouse.nl, and we'll take it from there if you ever want to organize something. It's always free. It's always open events. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So thank you for being here. And well, I can only say maybe on behalf of the jury, because I'm also in the jury, good luck to all the startups and the pitches. Guys and girls, don't forget to breathe. Very important. Ground yourself always, bounce up and down a little bit, soak in the stage, and the people, and then, just do your best. Thank you. Good luck.
Amazing. Thank you, Remco. So with that, I would like to invite Jacco to the stage as well. And I need the mic. Thank you. There you go.
Hi, everyone. Happy to see all you here. My name is Jacob. I'm founder of Phenom. We also started like almost 6 or 7 years ago. We were like 4 founders with a huge dream to build the best in Europe financial service for SMEs. And now, after these 6 years, we built quite successful company. We have more than 200,000 customers, entrepreneurs all over the Europe. We are number one in Germany, Netherlands, like Neobank for entrepreneurs. And today I want to ask one question. Please raise hands who are already running a startup or business. Guys, I just want to ask you to applause to these people. Please. Maybe you don't realize in the moment, but you start very difficult journey. I'm a marathon runner. I always compare startup building, scale-up building with marathons. Of course, you will meet a marathon wall, but when you build a startup, you will meet it not once on the 30 kilometers run. You will meet it several times. And you should overcome this wall, climb this wall, shoot this wall, broke this wall, but you should overcome that. And you know why it's marathon? Because usually it takes 6, 7, 8 years to build a successful company. If you will be lucky enough, it will take you 7, 8 years. Of course, we have examples when people build a 1 billion company in 1 year, but this is a unique case. Usually it takes 7, 8 years, and all of you should be ready for that. And that's why I want to share with you some maybe learnings or lessons which I learned with my partners during building Phenom. And first lesson is that you should dream big. I hope my colleagues from VC funds will prove my idea that they are looking for portfolio building companies. What does it mean? That means they are looking for the startups which, in case of success, will cover all the fund at once, one company at once. And that means dream big. The probability of success of the startup is quite low. It's like 5, maybe 10% success rate. And that means you should dream big and make big stakes in this kind of games. The second part, as I told you, this is like a marathon. It's a long distance. And it's really important to choose partners and funds with which you will continue this running. And you should focus mostly on values. Everybody is looking for the smart money. Some startups looking for any money just to continue running. But trust me, if you will focus on people with the same values, it will give you a lot of benefits in the future. And also, trust me, investors, VCs, they are also interested to invest in the good startups, and they're fighting for them. Because when you are on startup side, you're feeling that it's very difficult to fundraise money. But focus on building the business, and money will come to you. The third lesson which we had is that it's really important to celebrate small wins. Your journey will be completely hard. Only 1 of 20 investors will sell you yes, 5%. And the same with the customers. Not all the customers becomes yours. The success ratio could be 10%, 5%. You will very often hear no. That's why it's so important to have a culture in your company to celebrate the success, to get the joy. Even small milestones are vital and important. To be on this stage, this is a great milestone for every company who will participate today and will pitch. This is a great opportunity, and it doesn't matter will you win today or not. It's already a huge achievement. The fourth lesson from our side is that when you build a company, please, guys, focus. It's much better to perfectly solve one problem than try to building like, I don't know, like super apps which suits for everybody. Uh, a lot of startups fail when they when they don't have a focus. Focus is vital, and focus is money, and focus is success, and this like the only way. Let me remember maybe the last one thought which I want to say to you. I'm really sorry. The last one piece, it's related to everybody here. Find the right community. The right people around you define your success. You will feel pain during your journey. You will have happiness. And it's so important to share this with somebody who understands you. Because very often, your parents, your friends, they will never understand your pain, your ideas, your dreams. Because this club, it is called Welcome to the Club. The name of the club is Sleepless Nights. The name of the club is Anxiety. The name of the club is My Mom Doesn't Understand What Are You Doing. And that's why, find the right community. It will give you energy. It will give you fuel. It will give you joy as well. And this is the fuel which will help you to move from one milestone to another. And finally, I just want to say that it's a great pleasure for me to speak here because Amsterdam, this is the city where the Phenom was born. And I'm so happy to see a lot of people full of energy. I didn't expect that we will have like 200 people here today. And that's cool. Guys, I just want to wish you good luck and success today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we are moving on to the exciting part then. Our first startup. Felix, are you ready? Yes. So I present you Mutable Labs. Woo!
Hi everyone, thanks for coming. I'm Felix, I'm CEO and co-founder of Mutable Labs, and I brought someone with me, and it's actually my first hire. Meet Robbie, the robot. So Robbie will help me build physical AI systems for the highly regulated industries. And I actually wished that I had Robbie a few years ago, back when I had a newspaper round, because back then I really needed to fold the newspapers really tightly. And it was a pain in the ass. Every week I had to do it. It was repetitive, mind-numbing, but also very critical, because if I did it, I could just speed up my delivery process. And I want to remind you guys that our society is actually built on people like this. They are doing these jobs every day, at night, even in the weekends. Not per se the newspapers, but jobs like these. And, oh, I missed my clicker. And I want to tell you that our society is actually in quite a tight squeeze, and it won't get any easier, because in the next 4 years, the Netherlands will already have a worker shortage of 1.4 million, which is a huge number for such country with such a small population. And in the EU, it will be even 7 million. And skilled manual labor is a big part of this industry that that is impacted by this worker shortage. In the Netherlands, 100,000 people in 2030, we need more. In the EU, even an estimated of 2 million. And we already see this at the companies that we visited. We visited over 20 companies in the past months, and they all had the same problem. Same two problems, actually. One, they don't have enough people, they can't fill the vacancies. And two, the manual labor doesn't scale. They need more to do more with less hands, and that doesn't add up. So that's why me and Gijs are building this startup. Together, we have a combined professional experience of 10 years in robotics, AI, regulated industries, and engineering. And we are taking a run at the regulated industries. So where traditional automation focuses on the repetitive and critical tasks, we focus on the flexible tasks. The tasks that are now done by humans only because traditional automation cannot automate them, because it's either too expensive or too complex to automate. How do we do this? We do this with human demonstrations. As you can see here on the left, we use Robbie to do a task. We gather the data, and with this data, we can actually we build our own deep learning models. What you see here is our autonomous model already operating the robot. And we're doing this for 2 pilots already. So how does this look like for the customers? We deploy robot cells that are certified. We deliver the robots, we deliver the control systems, the validation layer, because that's really important for the regulated industries. And they give us a monthly fee, pay us a monthly fee, and we are aiming for development not within months or years, but within weeks. So we're first tackling the pharma industry. We're focusing on the pill sorting and the quality assurance. Then we're moving on to the biotech, where we already have some leads running, and then we move on to advanced manufacturing, because that's also a problem. The pharma has a huge market, 12 billion euros a year in labor costs, but we're focusing now on the first 50 deployments at companies in the Netherlands. So how does our year look like? We started at the end of March this year. We were established, and the goal for this year is to sign our first customers and raise the first funding and get a first revenue. And from there on, next year's we'll grow our business and we expand the team. So by sending us to SF, we are able to build up our team, do more R&D, and make sure that the workforce shortage is not only solved in the Netherlands, but also in the EU. Thank you.
Now time for Q&A. You don't know exactly. Yeah, I know.
Can I go? Yeah. Thank you for the pitch. Very good pitch, actually. I think you put the bar very high for the next one, so congrats on that. You started the pitch with newspaper example. Going on, you are tackling first the pharma industry, quite complex. How are you making sure, for instance, if a robot fails and stuff like that, how are you going to comfort your ICP that it's actually safe to use?
Yeah, so we're already the pharmacy industry is it's quite a high it's critical industry, but we found a partner that is willing to operate with us and to do pilots with them. So they are aware of the R&D risks, but they want to help us through the innovation, and together we are tackling this and de-risking the development.
Thank you.
And so the certification for a robot in the pharma industry takes a couple of years. Is that something that your partner does, or is that something that you do?
No, that's something that we do. So, but it depends on the client. But of course, the client does have to be. They have to certify the whole process. But what we need to do is we need to certify the robot cell according to the regulations of the client. So every client is different. Every context is different. So depending on the context, we need to have different certifications. But for a robot cell, we already have fixed certifications that we need, and it's eventually a partnership.
So with these current certifications, you can already start, but with new certifications, it can take 2 to 4 years, right? And do you have a cash plan for that?
That's why we are racing at the moment, but also the pilots, they will be paid pilots, and during the pilots, we're also planning on getting the subsidies together with the partners and doing European projects together. To raise the money to get certified.
I think it's because we get 2 minutes. It's done.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Felix.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. So our next startup, and I need my clicker as well, actually, now that I already given it to you, the clicker. Yeah. Our next startup, Colabix. And we are inviting Bogdan to the stage for Colabix. Yes, let's go.
Thanks. Hello, everyone. What a nice audience today. So, you probably all know this type of meeting when the discussion goes well, when the decisions are made, and everybody leaves the meeting room thinking like, okay, the teams is aligned. But after a week, it turns out that half of it didn't happen. Why? Because decisions didn't lost in between the meetings and the work. I'm Bogdan, and that gap is why we built Collabix to close. So please meet Anna. She's a product manager. She runs a product team, and her main focus is to make sure that her team ships the right product on time. But before each meeting, she has to go through all her tools, reconstruct get the context, and then after each meeting, she has to basically ensure that everything that's been captured is going to turn into the actions, next steps, and assignments. So by Friday, Anna no longer works as no more managing the product. She's trying to recall what was the decisions made on Monday with her team. And that, because team is also waiting for Anna's decisions, it might cost the team up to 40K a year. Now the team uses Collabix, so there is no more before and post meeting context grabbing. So the teams now, by the end of the meeting, all Anna's product team is having the action points assigned, verified, and ready to get to the work. So how that works, Collabix is sitting in between the meeting tools and the work tools that the teams uses. During the meeting, in the real time, it provides the context, it detects the important decisions and turn them into action points right away. And then the team can validate it and then just sync with their task tools that they use. Let me show you in the real example. So first, Anna goes to the next stop screen. She sees what still needs her attention. Then she's greeted by our AI facilitator. It checks who joins the meeting, then getting assisted with the guidance for the flow. And then it keeps tracking what's been discussed and said. And that by the end of the meeting, the team can validate everything, all the tasks, and gets them to their task management tools. Where we fit, so how we differ from others. We are not another AI note taker. We are not a task management tool. AI note takers capture what's been said, and the Collabix understands what's the meaning behind this.
All right, I need to cut it off.
Yeah, so we're now live MVP with my.
I'm sorry. Thank you so
guys.
much, Bogdan.
Thanks a lot.
All right, no, don't go anywhere.
Yep.
Don't go anywhere. I think judges will have questions for you.
All right, if I start, I'm a Firefly's power user. I've programmed my Claude Cowork to also know exactly what I need to do in all my tasks, running roughly 6-7 clients. with multiple projects going on and a team of now 6. So what was discussed yesterday, sometimes already. So why would this actually solve my problem? I mean, I want to use this, but it just feels like, why won't I just hire a PA?
That's a good question, but as long as this tool, so our wedge basically is we trying to capture everything around the meeting about your team, about any data sources that you are providing to that. And so we basically storing all the context related with each particular meeting, the team's data, the task data, basically, which we are capturing prior to the meeting. And so we are, first of all, helping you before the meeting to get better prepared with your team to meeting, to spot any inefficiencies prior that, so you just validate, you don't need anymore to go there. But we are just tracking that as a slices, right? So each meeting has its connected context, artifacts such as insights and action points, and we see how that contributes into the bigger goal. So then you can always refer back and say why we
Shorten it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a very long story. Yeah.
So if that's answered the question.
Yes or no?
I have a question for you. I look at this and I think, I have a product company. This is marvelous stuff. But as an investor, I would say, aren't the big players going to sort of do this and put orchestration around it and bring all these things together?
Yeah, that's a good one. And we see also that we are going vertical because we are basically trying to productize the knowledge about the methodologies and everything around the meeting tools. We see that the big players, they hold horizontal first, but also like another piece of that, the wedge, is basically bringing up this insights and action points quality engine, which can track basically everything around your meeting, your decisions, and so on.
Cut it off there as well. Thank you so much, Bogdan.
Thanks, everyone.
Our next startup is Regenerate. So may I please ask Alice to come on stage?
Thank you so much. My name is Alice Henry, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Regenerate. So today we're going to talk about energy, but what brought me here is my love for food and agriculture, sustainable agriculture. So the future of energy will be grown in agriculture fields. And aviation has committed to decarbonize. In fact, airlines are forced to buy sustainable aviation fuel and use sustainable aviation fuel. So that is a kind of green fuel made from waste. And the primary source of it is used cooking oil. And used cooking oil is finite. Today we're using all of it for the production of sustainable fuel, which brings me to the question, are you going to eat more fries so that we can fly more sustainably? I can hear you answer, because this is important. This market is growing 3 times in the next 4 years. So you got to eat a lot of fries. That's a $100 billion market in 4 years in raw materials for this sustainable aviation fuel. So how we're going to do it? Regenerate as a solution. We're going to create fuels from plants. And I hear you. We're not going to starve the world to grow energy crops. So a food crop is typically taking 9 months to grow. And then 3 months after that, the field is left bare. So Regenerate plant a crop to protect the soil after. And we're transforming this crop into sustainable aviation fuel. So 1 year, 2 seasons, same land, more income, new energy. And we're not an agriculture company. We're actually a technology company. Regenerate is building the operating system for infrastructure layer. 1, platform, all the value chain online using the Regenerate platform. 2, field intelligence, the largest data set end-to-end, from seed to off-taker. I hear Grand Truth, the AI folks will now follow me. Farmer supply network, we have our own. Genetics for the future. So, AgTech. I hear many of you are saying, okay, farmers are not adopting new technology. Well, that's wrong. 270 farm active in our system in just 12 months since we launched in June. 20% word of mouth, 40% social media. And we receive currently an average of 60 leads per week and 92% conversion rate from cold leads to signed contract by farmer. Yesterday, 132 new unique user farms were using our system. So how value is captured? Our business model is simple. We buy grain, we sell oil. We capture 14% per ton delivered to the market. We're being contracted for 3,000 tons this year, 5 million revenue. 100 million revenue within the next 4 years. So seed companies, commodity traders, certification provider, logistics, oil and gas all own part of the value chain. Regenerate owns the infrastructure layer that connects all of them. We have assembled this amazing team, Regenerate team, make some noise! Yeah, that have expertise in all the different aspects, agronomy, certification, biorelations, software, and AI. And why is the second season important? Why? The second season has actually a name. It is called cover cropping in agriculture. And cover cropping is a key practice of regenerative agriculture. And cover cropping is just the beginning. Regenerate mission is to make regenerative agriculture scalable, reliable, and profitable. Thank you.
Yes, now the jury questions.
Yes, thank you. Interesting. I have a question. So you say you have a 5 million contract for 3,000 tons of oil to be delivered this year. So can you explain me exactly how you're going to deliver on this year?
So June starts the season, October we harvest, December we deliver.
That easy.
That easy.
Okay,
And
cool.
right now the team is onboarding every farmer as we speak in order to deliver. That's about 400 farms. So you can see 270 farms in the system. We're roughly almost there.
Then another question about these farmers, because you say you have a very high conversion rate, which is very impressive. Does it mean that if there's another more highly paying partner coming up, that they switch that easily?
This is the best part. There is already actually a higher paying company paying, but they choose us. And the reason they choose us is because we facilitate everything for them. So we allow for all the fragmented players to come together. And we're arranging everything for them, from seeds back to transport at the end. And we're paying less than the competition. So we're paying 450 per ton, they're paying 600 per ton, right? 150 for a farmer, that matters, yet they choose us.
I have a question here. It's a very passionate presentation, I have to give you that. But there's a few things that I'm really missing. And the one thing is, for me, is the go-to-market. How do you do this? Because you've got a lot of enthusiastic people. There's a lot of farmers. Where are they? How do you reach out? How do you convert them into buyers?
So we're viral on social media. And as you might imagine or not, farmers are really into TikTok. And we have a brilliant marketing team. Hey, Frank there, so he's talking, that is helping us on those campaigns. Hey, Sebastian here. Word of mouth is one of our strongest assets, and paid campaigns. So paid campaigns with farmer partners. Yeah.
Where are the farmers?
6 countries: France, Netherlands, Belgium, Hungary, Croatia, Spain.
All right, that's it. Thank you so much, Alice. All right. So our next startup, Guest Space. Derek, where are you? Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Super happy that my hands are filled, so I don't have to know what to do with my hands. So guys, I'm Derek, and we are Guest Space. We automate front desk through high-end self-service and AI agents. This is me and my co-founder. So we, right out of studies, started this, and we also worked in hotels as students. And we quickly saw that at this moment, hotels can simply not afford staff members anymore. This has to do with historically high staff shortages and staff turnover rate, causing hotels to cut back on core services such as housekeeping, room service, causing check-in lines to increase, review scores to go down, revenue to tighten, check-in lines to increase, the list goes on. This is the number one reason why automation is the first and foremost number one expense for hotels in Europe right now. We are, but what we've seen is that automation is super hard without damaging the guest experience. So there's one group in Europe that has successfully spent millions in getting high-end self-service right, called the Citizen M Group. But this is something that the majority of the hotel market knows that they cannot afford themselves. So hotels are currently left with low-quality staff and low-quality self-service solutions, either way resulting in declining reviews and revenue. So we are building the fully staffless front desk operating system through high-end self-service AI, removing front desk computers and turning receptionists into hosts and bringing back personalized service for hotels. We do this through agentic WhatsApp and email campaigns that activate guests to, before arrival, to complete all steps themselves. The AI guides them to check in, order room service, collect their digital keys, and even pay, all by themselves without staff. Along with this, we place a check-in kiosk, a touchscreen kiosk at the front desk for the AI to be used by the agents, by the staff members, and by the guests to fast-track guest requests. We are already automating 80% of check-ins for over 65 hotels across 20 different European markets. We're generating over 3,000 euros in extra upsell revenue per customer. And, but more importantly, from our perspective, we are reducing staff training times from 8 weeks to 1 week. That's an 8x reduction. So from the perspective of our customers for our hotels, we are completely opening up the labor market for them and solving their biggest problem, which is staff shortages. So you have to imagine we are actually enabling the Citizen M model for any single hotel, making that democratized. But through another analogy, we are bringing the high-end self-service model to hotels, what airlines have brought to flying over 15 years ago. How amazing is it that every time you fly now, you don't have to step into a check-in line, even if you just have only just overhead luggage. So the market, it's a 7 billion euro market, but we are edging closer to also becoming a reservation system, which is even bigger industry of 10 billion euros. In terms of a competitive landscape, we really look through the lens of guest activation. What this entails is the degree to which we enable guests and activate guests to completely self-check-in and do all the nuanced check-in steps themselves without damaging the guest experience and having all the capabilities of doing so. The landscape in our competition currently looks like solutions that are very low capability. So these are simple AI chatbots for hotels that answer guest questions and do simple guest registration, or very low activation solutions, such as the legacy reservation systems that are at the front desk that require months of staff training for staff members to use and not guests themselves. There are only 2 solutions on the market that are able to activate 70 to 80% of the guests themselves, which is us and our closest competitor, Muse. But that percentage means that there's at least 25% of the guests that are still left on the table, because that's about the percentage of guests that always still want to check in themselves when they arrive physically. So that's why our unique selling point is that we also have launched a touchscreen kiosk at the front desk that brings our AI agent physically into the lobby. And the reason why this is so big is because it puts us at a position.
I'll need to stop you there. Anything you want to finish your sentence?
Yeah, so this is just putting us at the position of gradually taking over the front desk. We are collecting 500,000 monthly payments. We're winning the lobby kiosk market, the first in the industry, and gradually taking over the front desk.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so questions.
Yeah, thank you for the pitch. Very clear. My question is on the last slide. When you are also on the roadmap, you have the kiosk. That's not really clear for me, because you said people like to check in manually, or they would do it through the platform. Why would you also go through the hustle of also offering the hardware and all that part?
Yeah, good question. So what you really eventually want to accommodate all the different guest profiles, whether it's older guests, younger guests, guests that only book last minute. So we are creating an end-to-end solution that really covers the entire guest journey. Majority of the guests, we're making it so effortless for them to do it beforehand, but even for the guests that book last minute that are just walking in, we want to give as good an experience and without having to have an entire staff team to be able to accommodate those guests as well. So you're seeing the same thing with airlines, having just easy, intuitive touchscreens. We've brought the same thing to hotels, and you see that with high-end business hotels and enterprise working well without degrading the quality of the hotel brand and everything else.
Why are you starting with the payments? Because that is the least experience-driven thing for a customer, and it's pretty much served, and not focus on the things that customers care about, like getting a correct invoice when they depart. It's way more important than payments. So I'm just worrying because you're starting with the hardest bit that's being served by other markets. So why not start with the second and the third?
Yeah, good question. Actually, I'm happy you asked. So the roadmap what we showed is only in the future. We've already covered the entire guest journey, and the payments is now the new revenue stream that's going to facilitate our own cash flows to go a lot harder on the rest of our product roadmap. So what I mean with payments is that because we have gotten to every facet of the vertical part of the hotel operations, we are able to facilitate all the payments in the lobby. That's why I kind of got cut off, but we do the online payments, we do all the payments on site, and we have partnered with Molly to now get a commission off of these payments as well, and this is gradually becoming our biggest revenue stream, not only the SaaS subscription that we just collect from the hotels themselves.
All right, that's it. Sorry, I need to cut it off. Thank you so much, Derek. Can you bring them in as well? Do you mind? So, our last startup before we break, our fifth startup, Pim. Welcome.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Regenerate.
Hi, good evening. At Plastilos, we're going to solve the single-use plastic problem. Have you ever thought about how much plastic you're throwing away? And did you know that the healthcare sector in the Benelux is producing over 25 truckloads of plastic every single day? My name is Pim Jansen, and together with our team at Plastilos, we've got a solution for this. And we're starting with this. It's a medicine cup. Nurses use these cups every single day to hand out pills and liquid medication to patients. One patient, one dose, one cup. An average hospital uses 300,000 of these cups every single year. Across the Dutch healthcare sector, that's 50 million annually, used once and then thrown away and burned. And we've personally spoken to hundreds of healthcare professionals, and the answer was always the same. They want a solution, but they just don't have one. And that is because the alternatives aren't really alternatives. Take paper, for example. It has a plastic lining inside, often contains microplastics, and it can't be recycled. And we all know the paper straws that keep falling apart. That's why we decided to build something different. Well, actually, we don't build it. We grow our material. It contains no oils and no plastic. It's grown by bacteria, and it's in fact the same material that trees use to grow their leaves from. And together with our team, we've managed to shape this material into products that feel and act like plastic, but that are bio-based and fully circular. In nature, this breaks down in 3 months. Not hundreds of years like plastic, but in 3 months. It decays like the leaves do so in autumn. Nature creates it, nature reclaims it, and nothing is lost. It's patent pending. It's made of waste streams. It has a 96% lower CO2 footprint than plastic, and at scale, the same price as plastic. And today, we're running our first pilot at the Maastad Hospital in Rotterdam. And we're testing and optimizing our product together with their team on the nursing ward. And at the end of this year, we'll be scaling to 10,000 products a week. Then to 1 million, and afterwards, price parity with plastics. And now we're looking for partners and investors to help us get there. Ever since I was a kid, I've had an entrepreneurial mindset and wanted to build something that moves our world forward. This medicine cup is just a start. After that, we'll tackle every other single-use plastic. Plastic at its time. It's nature's turn. Thank you.
Thanks for your pitch. So you said the price is the same from the plastic cup to the paper to the cup you're.
The price of the plastic cup compared to our cup at the
Yeah.
moment? At the moment, ours is unfortunately way more expensive. We really need the scaling benefits in order to come close to the prices of plastic. Plastic has had decades of optimization and research that we still have to catch up on.
Yeah.
So we're really working hard on it. But unfortunately today, not yet. But we did the math, and on paper, it works. Now we got to prove it's actually possible in real life.
Okay. And have you discussed with the hospitals what they're willing to pay as compared to an alternative?
So we're promising, and as per our calculations, that we can reach price parity with plastics. And at this moment, we're selling paid pilots that are, of course, way more costly than the cups actually worth. So
thanks.
Yeah, thank you. So this kind of cellulose production has never been done for so many cups per week, right? So what is your biggest manufacturing risk until between now and then?
Between now and
1 million
scale,
cups per week.
1 million
Yeah.
cups. We got a couple, but the biggest challenge we have at the moment is do it at as low cost as possible. So no infections. We need a scaling because it needs to grow. Plastic and oil you extract from the ground and you can process. And the cellulose, it needs the space, like this one, for example. And we need to store baskets and put the cellulose in and make it grow. So that's quite a challenge to make it scalable.
Do hospitals have regulation for everything? Do they have even regulation for silly plastic cups, or is that you can sell them a different product?
There are regulations, of course. There are always regulations. For the medicine cup, it's a CE certificate, and there's also the MDR. It's another regulation specifically for hospital artifacts, and we also need to comply with that. So we're not complying with that as of this moment, but bacterial cellulose is already food safe. So we know we can comply. We just need to get our production facilities straight before we can start the actual certification process, because otherwise we're certifying a lab process instead of our actual line.
Oh, yes. I think I need to cut off. Thank you so much, Per. All right, now we have a 10-minute break. That's why I was looking at my phone. We'll be back for the next 5 pitches right after the break. Thank you.
Now I'm just chillin', chillin', chillin',
Hello, hello, hello. Huh? Yeah, yeah, good. All good.
You want anything to drink?
No, I have water there. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, everybody. We are surprisingly running on schedule, so let's not ruin that. Duyulmuyor mu? Olmuyor mu? Ne var? Hi, hi everyone, welcome back. Yeah? Yeah, yeah, people are coming, guys. People are coming. It's okay. It's okay. Are we ready? Are we ready? Can we increase the volume a little bit, maybe? Shh. 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 All right. Welcome back to the second 5 startups pitching. And the first will be Devin from Sue. Woo!
Hey everyone, and those still walking in. So, I'm Devin, co-founder and CEO of Sue. I think everyone here probably has their favorite local restaurant or their local takeaway. And if you think about it a bit longer, I'm going to share an interesting stat with you about that. There's over 2 million of these food and beverage operators across the EU. I'm talking about everyone from your local bakery, butchery, all the way up to your favorite restaurant, takeaway brand. 60% of those will fail in the first year. It's a crazy statistic if you think about it. And that's not because their food is bad or there's anything wrong with their skills, but the business of food is truly brutal. I know this. I've been everything from a single restaurant owner all the way up to growing my own brand of over 40 stores and then developing digital systems for restaurants across South Africa. And I really understand the pain. The pain is never around passion, but what I've noticed is it's always around infrastructure that was built. The tools exist. It's just not built for F&B today. There are incredible brands like Shopify out there and all of these different ways in which you can start setting up your online layer. And that's the difference. There's tons of opportunities out there, but most restaurants are always looking for how they can bring more people into their doors. But there's this missing layer on top of online sales. Where does that go? It leaks out to aggregators, sorry to say, but Prosus, Just Eat Takeaway, Uber Eats, all of these guys. And what leaks with it is margins along the way. So this is exactly why we built Sue. We actually started in the middle right here. We built a commerce tool, which is a branded storefront that allows merchants to sell directly to their customers. Exactly what Shopify did for general retail, we did for food and beverage. We did something more than that, though. We took it a step further. And why can't brands use Shopify, for example? It's just not built for that. When you start thinking of all of the nuances that come with food, they just don't have it. We then we also linked to major retailers and delivery partners. So we're able to use Uber drivers, Just Eat takeaway drivers. Volt, we're one of 3 worldwide companies that has access to those drivers, where you bring in the order from your own storefront, but use them to deliver. We then realized that great if you're a small restaurant, but you need to be visible. So we built our spotlight layer on top of that makes sure that you can bring more more customers directly into your storefront. Whether you're getting reservations, whether you're getting people coming in for points of sale, or whether you're making more online orders, everything happens from us. And lastly, we keep those customers coming back with our retention model. 12 tools, all baked into one. There's points of sale, there's reservations tools. We decided not to play there. We went straight for the online layer, where we know that we can bring more people in and we can make sure that they keep growing. It's compounding revenue cycle as well. More traffic leads to more sales, more repeat customers, and more revenue. And it's this data moat that we have with this proprietary data that makes sure that more customers equals more revenue for the merchant and also keeps the merchants using Sue in the future. So we're on a mission to make operators unstoppable. And we provide one connected intelligence layer in the future where everything flows through our system. I'm running forward here because I'm short on time, and I know someone's going to come to me soon. We're building this AI C-suite where a small restaurant owner would never have the opportunity to use. Now they don't have to think about it. One system where everything flows through Sue. We've been growing with healthy core metrics. At the moment, we started with our core merchants, and we really grew the proposition around them. We're now growing our merchant base at 1,000% annualized year on year.
All right. Thank you, Devin.
Cool. Thank you.
Time for questions.
Yes, thank you so much. So 1.1 million is impressive revenue already, right? But F&B tech has notoriously high churn. Can you explain something about retention rate after, like, say, in 12 months?
1% churn rate.
1%.
That's what we've done. And to be fair, we went very specific. Our merchant count isn't high at the moment because we went super deep with the merchants that we had right in the beginning, our early merchant base, to understand all of that. And when you have a low merchant base, you can give all of the time, love, attention.
And what is the profile of your ideal customer?
Ideal customer profile is a takeaway brand with 2 to 50 stores, between 2 and 50 stores. That's our ideal ideal ICP. Pokey Perfect for those in the Netherlands is a core customer for us. But we also have restaurants that just do bookings, for example. We have Michelin star restaurants, bakeries, butcheries, F&B wide using our platform.
How long have you been running? Because we're talking. How long have you been doing this? Because we're talking ARR and retention. It depends whether you've done it for 6 months or 2 years.
So we actually started first as a marketplace, and we pivoted that last year in October last year. We did the full pivot.
Okay, and what are your plans for expansion? Because you're now working the Dutch market. There is culture. What are the expansion plans and threats and opportunities?
We just launched in Germany, so we did a soft launch 2 months ago. We start the large launch end of this month. We already have our pilot customers there. First employee starting on the 1st of July. We're launching in South Africa next week, actually, hometown. So understand the industry and have a network that I can operate there. And then we're going into Nordics next. After that, exploring the UK and. Obviously, US is on the expansion roadmap.
All right. Thank you, Devin.
Cool.
Thank you.
So, I'll try not to pronounce your name. Kashayar from Melantaria.
Yeah, thanks. That was perfect. Yeah, Chucky. Hey, everybody. Great. So we are talking about business, and we know that AI is doing incredible work in coding and engineering and generic works. But what's the purpose of a business? Is to make money, right? Make revenue. So we made it our challenge. What if with AI we can make the cost or efficiency of making revenue 10x? 10x less cost, 10x better. To do that, we soon realized that you should actually combine the science of data engineering with the intelligence of AI and the scalability of workflow automation. And you need to build a metacognitive operating system. That's a big word. So first, you shouldn't build a GTM tool or ed tool. You need to build an operating system that is executing across channels, across motions, and knows everything. And it needs to think about its own thinking. It has to be self-learning and self-improving. Otherwise, it won't work. It will not absorb the context of the business well. So the first is the intelligence layer, where the business, the concept of the business, the word model is built. We deployed with clients in the first 2-3 months of the deployment as forward deployed engineers. We make sure that learning curve and self-improvement loop is deployed perfect and is accelerated. Second is the strategy layer. It needs to analyze the business well, absorb everything, and then strategize over channels, motions, what's possible, marketing, sales, ads, and so on. Third, it goes to quarterly plans, weeks, days, sub-daily tasks, and then it executes with the help of workflow automations, AI, and so on. And then the loop is closed, so that this hierarchical structure that goes from top to bottom is closed back from bottom to top again, so that every day, every execution is logged, fed back, thought after, and improved, so that the context is absorbed like a sponge, and then it is reflected upon. Otherwise, it will be just generic things doing without bringing revenue, real revenue. So we already launched this month. Of course, we had the pipeline built. 10 clients already onboarded, 10 more on the pipeline already, 10K MRR passed. We launched on Product Hunt. We became #1. People loved it. And we can already see it on the client testimonials. People are actually, they don't know how it's absorbing the business context and it's improving so fast, but that's honestly the difficulty, because there is no GitHub or Reddit or anything built for this. Every context of the business is scattered in each business, and we had to reinvent and rethink how to build these pipelines and systems around AI that this can be done actually. So in the next 2 months, we will 2 years, sorry, we will expand this system to become the best. Actually, the ambition is to build a whole department that can market, sell, run ads for businesses, for large businesses, independently, completely lights out. And yeah, the founding team, it's me and Ida with experience in GTM, patenting, engineering, and all over the place with business and engineering work. And happy to be here, a part of this event. Thanks.
Thank you. Questions?
Who are your customers?
We mainly target tech software scale-ups above 2 million ARR to max 15, 20 right now. We don't go above that for this year only, but then we will expand to bigger clients.
Sorry, you said
Tech and software scale-ups, yes.
2 million plus.
Yeah.
Quick question. Can you explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old or, my grandma?
Sure. So we know that these models are built actually for generic work or coding. Now they are specialized in coding. But they are not trained on a data that knows how to market, sell for a specific industry or business. First, you need to gather a lot of knowledge per industry and so on. That's a prep work you need to do and fuse that data into the system. then the context of
Can I
them-
interrupt you? I'm a 5-year-old. You lost me.
Oh. I'm afraid the 5-year-old even won't understand LLM, so we should be a bit higher. But the whole purpose is to engineer that this generic model can now run the sales and marketing for you better than your humans.
I think you have a very smart grandma because mine won't understand still. We see a lot of intelligence layer solutions in different verticals, so I think there are a lot of opportunities. The biggest challenge for me, I try to use some of them. Maybe I'm not very patient as a person, but I've churned from all of those because it takes too long for me. The tool takes too much time to learn everything, and by the time the results are coming in, I'm already disappointed by using it, seeing no results. How do you go with that friction?
This is not built for people. So I mean, no, I mean, sorry, I mean for B2C. So
Actually,
I mean that
actually, I need to.
we go in for 2-3 months as forward deployed engineer, and we deploy it for them. We run it for them for a quarter, and then from Q2 onwards, it picks up for the business. So it is an investment for the. It's an enterprise sales. That was what I meant.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, next up is Clicky, and that is Fernando. Welcome, Fernando.
Thank you. This is Jessica. Jessica is a Portuguese immigrant. She doesn't speak English. She doesn't speak Dutch. Since she spoke to Clicky a month and a half ago, she has now 19 customers in Amsterdam. You don't find her on Google. You don't find her anywhere. This is Kevin. He's a handyman. Same story. You don't find him anywhere. A month and a half ago, he spoke to Clicky, 14 customers. And this is Parsa, very specific in his massage service, complex match. We've matched him with 23 customers already, just by speaking to Clicky. And let me ask you guys here, who remembers going to Google to find a plumber, a hairdresser, and leaving thinking, I found him, he's great? Anyone here? One hand? I guess some of you are thinking the best way is to have a referral, someone you know, a friend, a neighbor. It's usually a manual process. And I'm here to tell you today that we are making the referral system scalable. We're building the largest database of local services in Amsterdam and soon the world. We're on every platform, everywhere that people are asking for supply or demand of local services, of plumbers, you name it. And we are both seeing what is the supply and what's the demand, and as well we're engaging in all these platforms 24 hours of the day. At the same time, Clicky is speaking to local services, individuals, through chat, through voice. It's the interface of the street. No apps, no downloads. And we know sometimes in conversations more than half an hour, much more than any website or Google even. And we're providing all of this data in one chat, 24 hours of the day to all of you. Google sells you clicks, Treatwell sells you calendars, and we sell you the perfect match. And you know, this is us here not knowing what we're doing. And to be honest, you know, it's been I know some of you here, you know how much we've gone through. But you know, slowly you start cracking it, and the difference is huge. We now know the playbook of Amsterdam. And we have more than 3,000 users at the moment, and we have a forecast of 38,000 already with this amount of users annual revenue. The market is huge. There's 10 million expats in the 10 capitals with the most expats in Europe. And the average expenditure in local services is 2,000 euros. I think actually it's much higher. And how are we going to do this? We are partnering with agencies. Think about it. Agencies, relocation agencies, they find a home for expats. They earn from the first month often of the rent, and then they hand over the keys. What does the expat do? Hey, do you know a hairdresser? They can't answer. right? It's too much effort. They already earned their fee. It's not their service, but they want to give a good service. So now they can say, just to ask Clicky. It's just a contact on WhatsApp. And it's a new monetization channel for them because we have a referral system, so they can earn when that customer went to Clicky and found a match. So look, this has gone really fast. These partnerships just happened in a couple of weeks. And how do we make money? This is really cool. We partnered with RevFixer. We want to let the market speak. And so you can bid, you can say how much you want to offer, and it increases your chances of getting matched. Super simple. And you know, I'm not so smart, so I found really good people to work with. And along the way, I met Carlo. He's done machine learning at Booking. Veda managed 100 people in Microsoft. Really beautiful people.
That's a great slide to end on.
Sorry?
That's a great slide to end on, Fernando. You're already over time.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
sorry?
Look.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. All right. The questions.
Thanks a lot. I saw your pitch, end of last year, I guess.
Yes.
So I think you improved a lot. So
Yeah,
very
thanks.
good to see that. You're very much dependent on WhatsApp, at least right now. So when you scale towards other countries or parts of the world, how would you see that?
Yeah, I think the fair thing is the interface towards the users is any chat, even voice, right? And WhatsApp is just the best. And today they were on the news, by the way. So if anything's happening, they're opening up. But yeah, so it can be SMS as well.
Okay, clear. And okay, yeah, check.
Yeah, your monthly revenue grew, right, in the last couple of months. So that requires massive acquisition spends or viral growth. What is it, and what is your cost of acquisition for the consumer side?
So our go-to-market is to partner with platforms that have a lot of users. For example, AIC has 35,000 expats in just in Amsterdam, and then they can funnel users towards us. It's a playbook that we can replicate. That's the idea. When we move to Barcelona very soon, you need those partners, which are international, by the way, and you need, of course, the providers. And we have very smart ways of getting them very fast.
So what is the tipping point for your platform to be effective? Because if you only have 5 hairdressers on the platform, I'm sure I'm going to get one, but I'm also particularly picky. So at what tipping point is the platform going to be super effective that you can really offer?
Yeah, it's a fair question, but it is already useful, right? So if you go now, these are real people, Jessica, Kevin, etc. They're getting value from this, and so it already is, in fact, very useful to many people. We have more than 500 providers.
So about providers, especially relocation business, I find that particularly interesting because that's a huge market and very untapped and underserved. How can you go into other verticals? Because this is all, little piece of the market. Can you go to insurance, cars, like really high ticket value services?
It's
yes and no, because we don't have more time.
Answer, yes.
Okay,
Thank you, Remco. All right, next up is Beaver Nexus, and that's Altan, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome, Altan.
Hello, everyone. It's Altan Trell from Beaver Nexus. As Beaver Nexus, we are the waste alchemists. We are building fully automated waste carbonizer machines to turn every biomass holder into a carbon farmer. So, to be honest, since we depend on fossil fuels, reaching net zero is just a dream. We have to capture carbon to reach net zero. That's our only choice. And as Beaver Nexus, we are not just dreaming a giant factory to do this, but besides, thousands of machines across globe to turn this biomass into biochar. That means black gold. This woody biomass was burning or buried for ages, not by choice, but because we don't know the better way. I faced it as an agribusiness expert for 16 years. Emre saw it as an engineer, and Olcan studied as a scientist in the university. And we come the problems. Here it comes. This is John. He's a waste management facility operator or CEO in Netherlands. They are collecting 100,000 tons of woody waste annually. They are sending 30,000 of this into compost. But because of the woody fractions particles, it makes the compost process very slow. And it creates other problems from relatives around. And there is also some methane gas emissions about regulatory issues. And John loses 2 million revenue every year. But here we come. John buys our machine. He just turns 5,000 tons of biomass into biochar, and then it speeds the composting process up to twice. So it means half of operation cost. It cuts the odor, and it will give extra carbon credits that he will get as a side revenue. Here is technology. This is a pyrolysis machine, guys. I know it's hard, but it's a waste carbonizer machine. It transforms the woody biomass without any external energy. Just 12 volts of car battery or a solar panel can operate this huge machine. We use the energy of the biomass itself to operate this machine, and it has got DMRV inside. So, for 30 million capex, it's a fantastic facility, but in our solution, you will just pay $10 million and you will get a fleet. You can move the machines in your facilities according to your capacity need. We are selling the machine for $50K, and we have subscription for $500 per month for carbon credits, and return of investment for the user is just 1.2 years. Just from the carbon credits, they will get the biochar free for the lifetime. I will pass this. So now we are building a consortium for an RVO subsidy. We get our approval with Den Hoyden, Wageningen University, Maastricht, and Delphi. So, we don't hire the people. We are the engineers. We are the business managers. We are the scientists who built this idea. And we have every layer with our dedicated advisory team there. Thanks for watching us. Lowering emissions won't be enough. We have to capture carbon.
Thank you so much, Altan. Yes, now time for questions.
Thanks a lot. So your revenue depends on the credits, or how should I?
No. We are not operating the machine. We are selling the machine. Our each machine is 50K, and we also get 500 euro subscription fee for carbon credit certification, because we have DMRV and IoT cloud inside our machine.
Okay, thank you.
That's our revenue.
So also a question about these carbon credits, because the carbon credit market prices are very volatile.
Yes.
Yes, and so when the prices drop, will these biochar credit this fall below the ROI threshold? Will it still be interesting for your clients
it's
to use?
this. In our use case, the companies are not looking for the carbon credits. It's just side revenue. It's for return of investments. But they are looking for biochar. For example, Den Hoyden. This week, the guy is going to Finland to discuss about biochar production in Finland, because they want to invest in a big facility with 20 or 30 million euros. But now they will have another approach. A cheaper approach. But the carbon credit is just a side revenue. And if it drops, our return of investment will not be 1.2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years. But again, we will get some side revenues.
Okay.
And we validated the carbon credits.
And what is your
price.
traction so far? What is your revenue
We
so far?
sold 2 machines. one Spain, Almeria, one in Turkey, and now building the consortium for Netherlands market entry.
With Wageningen.
Wageningen, Maastricht, then Hoyden, they will own the machines, and Delphi will do the research in the farmers.
All right, I think that's a good point to stop. Thank you so much, Alba.
Thanks.
All right, last but not least, and then we have more fun stuff coming. Limit systems. Ulash, welcome.
Sound here.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me properly? Yes, perfect. Everything you need to run sovereign AI is on this table right now. I'm Ulash. I'm the founder of Limit Systems. We build Limit platform, that sovereign AI operating system for regulated businesses. We saw a repeating pattern of errors, problems in regulated, data-heavy, and remote industries like healthcare, like factories, like cargo ships. Then we saw the main problem that they have everything about the data, but they are not able to use the data that they have because of all these reasons. Then we built the operating system, the missing layer that we built everything. It took a year to build. We built this control panel, that identity and access management, that storage, that tracing bus, everything. Then we went to customers, then they didn't understand anything about that. So then we thought that then we found out that the problem is we needed to build the actual thing that AI is there for, convenience. So we built limit signal, limit standard, and limit data. Limit signal is processing data from factories and doing predictive maintenance for them, also ships. Then limit standard is doing ISO assessments for from pictures, and the other ones are like rags and everything. Then we went back to the customers, then it worked. Actually, I have two of my oldest friends who have like 2 different businesses with 600 factories as their customers combined. So finding customers wasn't really that hard, actually. So plus this slide is a little bit old right now. It's like 2 weeks old. It's we were already piloting on the third one. The third one will be converting really because this little guy here is not a prototype. This is the actual working thing. It is working on the factory floor right now. So you don't really get to, in those industries, they have all these like buyers and they determine how they buy. So like I cannot invent anything here. So like these are the only things that I could. But we will be building a marketplace as well. So you will also be able to work and build upon Limit platform. Just note that somewhere. And as you can see, my AI agents are able to read Gartner reports. You guys already know that sovereign AI is the single most burning topic across the EU right now. So this is my shiny calculations that I will be making huge loads of money. That this calculation is actually done with my partners, with my sales partners, and they're pretty happy about that. But you just need to believe in this thing, just one thing. This 420 there is just 1% of the ocean that is relatively untapped and that we are already in. So here are my shiny credentials, but I also wouldn't invest in a solo founder solely based on his credentials. So we have more. We have more. We have the platform ready. We have the sales pipeline ready. We have everything ready and working. So if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, you will be able to run the company just fine. But if I don't get hit by a bus tomorrow, I will bring more, even more. I have consulted for the last 10 years, I have consulted conglomerates, the biggest 100 company in Turkey. Okay,
there, Lash.
Then yes.
Thank you, thank you,
Of
thank
course.
you.
I ask some money, and that's good. Yes.
All right. And the questions.
Also, it's hard to copy. It's like extremely huge entry barrier. Like I can prove it to you.
Time
Right.
for questions.
Thank you for the pitch. I
course.
love the energy. But it's not really clear for me what you're actually selling. So can you
Yep.
just in one phrase tell me
Yes.
what do you want to sell to me?
I track your data and I make it usable for you, whatever, wherever it is. Within your perimeter, offline. So if you're a ship, I can make AI available for you. I can make your healthcare company like with like a million MRI images, and you can use our product to redact everything with the PII, then you can use your own data. So I enable you to use your own data.
Thank you. So basically you are offering solutions to everyone. That means you are competing with half of our pipeline as a investor.
Yes.
Why would I go with you as a company, as your customer, and not with a point solution who actually focuses on one single problem?
That's perfect. That's why we have sales partners, because we will not be going to the businesses directly. We will be building the system to enable you guys to build products upon, so you can go to your customers, because you need Windows to run the game on, right? That's what we're building. Go ahead.
How long is your average sales cycle? And I ask this because you
It
have
is 6 months.
1.1 million in pipeline.
Yeah, 6 months.
But 0 deals closed. So what is the
Yes.
biggest objection killing your deals right now?
Right now, time, because it's like 2 weeks old, literally. We just started selling. We were building for the last year. So we just started selling. That's why you heard this for the first time.
Okay. And so and I have a question built on what...
I think that's a good time to stop. All right. Thank you so much, Lash.
Of course.
So now we are gonna send our beautiful jury off to deliberate. Thank you guys, you can leave. And we have fun stuff for you guys. So please feel free to leave the room. With that said, why are we doing everything that we are doing today? It's because of the Startup World Cup. I was actually at their Vegas regionals at the beginning of the year. What they are doing is something super beautiful across the whole globe. And we're just doing their Benelux leg. And this is one of many that's been going on all around across the year until the grand finale in November. And we have a very special guest today. Alex flew in from Warsaw to tell us a little bit more about the organization, a little bit more about the Pegasus Tech Ventures, and why we are doing what we are doing today. So please welcome Alex to the stage. Thank you. Do you have
And welcome to the Startup World Cup. Startup World Cup is the #1 pitching competition in the world. We're very, very proud to be able to make this statement, and this is all thanks to partners like Techmakers, Sharon, all of your team, startups here today, and everyone set in the audience. Thank you for your support. My name is Alex Lubnevsky. I'm the regional ambassador for the Startup World Cup. I'm responsible for Europe, Middle East, and Central Asia. And today I'm here to tell you why we're excited to be sharing the stage in Amsterdam. But before that, once again, many, many thanks to Techmakers for hosting such a great event here today and partnering with Startup World Cup, because without them, we would not be able to support global entrepreneurial community. Startup World Cup, it's a program run by Pegasus Tech Ventures. It's a global venture capital firm. It was founded in 2011. Now we have over $2 billion in assets under management across 40 plus funds. We have invested into more than 300 companies with 70, already 88, the number is growing, exits and some IPOs. Some companies we have invested into, you may be familiar with, including such notable names as SpaceX, Airbnb, Coinbase, and so on, X, Twitter, and so on. Pegasus differentiates itself with our unique business model we call venture capital as a service. So we have a network of more than 30 corporate partners. They are multinational corporations. Most of them are members of Global Fortune 500 list. And we work with them really closely, making strategic investments into emerging startups. And part of our mission is to facilitate growth of portfolio companies and accelerate their success by connecting them to these corporations and creating for them opportunities in business development and global expansion. So we have to date facilitated more than 200 such partnerships. Startup World Cup is basically a series of pitching competitions and startup conferences across the globe. And that all culminates to our 2026 Grand Finale event. It's scheduled for early November. It will be in San Francisco. And all winning startups, whoever wins today from 100 plus regional events, will gather in the USA and compete for a $1 million investment prize. This past year alone, we have accumulated more than 10,000 startup applications and 50,000 attendees joining our events. Startup World Cup is on its mission to uncover visionary and innovative products and services all around the world. We want to promote the spirit of innovation and risk-taking, getting it all together and elevating through our Startup World Cup platform. This cycle has started pretty early. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the 15th Startup World Cup regional in Europe I'm attending this year. And we have hosted a lot of events in Europe, in America, South America, in Asia, Oceania, Australia, Africa, everywhere. So each blue dot on this map is Startup World Cup regional events, and Startup World Cup has been on each single continent. And as mentioned before, that all culminates to our Startup World Cup Grand Finale. This year it will be from 4th to 2nd November, as usual in San Francisco. And all regional winners, and one is from Benelux, will gather and participate in the World Championships, and some startup will win $1 million investment prize. We really need someone from Europe in the list of our winners, so I hope the winner will be really strong. Startup World Cup Grand Finale is attended by more than 3,000 attendees, including top tech companies, government officials, top companies, C-level executives, of course, government officials, fellow global startups, and journalists from top tech media outlets. Startup World Cup Grand Finale previous speakers lists have included C-level executives from companies such as Netflix, Uber, Tesla, Pfizer, Cisco, and so on. We also make sure that we bring in only best VCs to judge for the Grand Finale. So among judges at the Grand Finale, there were managing partners from firms such as Y Combinator, Khosla Ventures, Kleiner Perkins, NIA, and so on. I would like to invite you all to attend our Grand Finale, so you may scan this QR code to get 20% discount and support the winner from today's event. Well, yeah, I will give you some time. Okay. Also, I'm happy to announce that we've launched our Startup World Cup um, mentorship program, and we have more than 200 experts ready to be matched with startups and help their growth. So if you would like to give back to the community, please scan this QR code and fill the interest form. We have many benefits for our mentors, such as recognition on the website, exclusive workshops, of course, connecting to the best startups globally, and we cover travel expenses of attending the grand finale for top performing mentors. So we will be happy to share more details once you submit the form. Also, we have just negotiated a special deal with Harvard Alumni Entrepreneurs Academy, and you can scan this QR code, the last one QR code for today. This program provides entrepreneurship instructions for Harvard alums. So you can choose from 24 multi-week foundational courses and use them. This was our presentation breakdown for today. Startup had 4 minutes for pitching, followed by a Q&A session. So now judges, they are deliberating and will announce the winner. Special thanks to our judges. Their role is extremely important because they are going to select who will represent Netherlands or Belgium or Luxembourg at the grand finale. So I would like to ask you there in the room, so let's make a big round of applause to let us hear us.
Woo!
Thank you. Also, this has all of our social media channels, so you may follow Startup World Cup using your favorite platform. If you post any photos from the event, please add some of these hashtags. This is almost everything I have for today, but in the end, I would like to play the video which reflects the atmosphere of Startup World Cup and our grand finale event.
All right. One more time. Yes.
Okay.
Startup World Cup Grand Finale 2025. Who's excited to be here? Speakers, panel discussions, and pitch presentations, and of course, the main event that we've all been waiting for to see which regional winner will walk away with the $1 million investment prize.
This is the 7th season of Startup World Cup. Special thanks to all of our sponsors worldwide. This will not be possible with the help of the regional partners we have in 130 countries and regions.
It is the moment we've all been waiting for. The grand prize winner who's going to walk away with $1 million. Core Shell Technologies from East Bay, California. Core Shell to the stage. Woo!
Woo! There is a more enthusiastic MC than me. All right. While our judges are deliberating, I actually want to open up for questions a little bit. So we've been doing very much of a unilateral event here. So I would like to ask the audience, in terms of like the community, the startups pitching, is there anything that you would like to learn more about? Building a community, building an event like this, collaborating with potential partners, anything that you would like to learn on? Questions? Anything? Anything that comes to mind? Potentially? No? All right. Two. I see two. Better than, yeah, perfect. Yeah, him and then her first.
Why is it so hard to raise money from Dutch VCs?
Oh, that's a really good. Actually, now that you said it, I was on a panel like a couple of months ago, and it was like Conto's CEO, me, someone from the Dutch Parliament, and a Scale Up's founder, and a couple of the things that came up during that conversation was this. First, European fragmentation, and the Dutch capital is deployed the way that it is structured from the pension funds, like how it trickles down. That there is no efficiency in that funnel. So there's not enough incentives for the LPs. The growth capital especially is not deployed effectively. I mean, of course, like there's no answer, right or wrong answer here, but that was at least the outcome of the discussion. Anything else?
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Leanne. I'm actually an event host and moderator, so I host tech events and conferences and business events.
Hi.
And I also host startup pitch competitions a lot. And what I generally see is that we have so many talented founders who have great ideas, but the skills around public speaking and presenting and holding an audience and captivating the audience is not always there, probably because you're so focused on building your business. So I was wondering if that's an area that could be worked on or that people are interested in improving, just general communication.
Short answer is yes.
Well, come talk to me. We can improve together.
No, yeah, 100%. Thank you for sharing. By the way, like I mean that's storytelling is super important, right? In the end, like besides what you do, how you tell it is a big part of the story. Anyone else? Oh, I see more hands popping.
I got the mic.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
How should founders in the Netherlands think about the politicians in the Netherlands wanting to tax unrealized gains?
That hasn't happened yet, to my knowledge. They keep pushing the date. Until next year. But I don't think I should be the one answering that question. If anyone else has can speak on behalf of the Dutch politicians. There we go. Amazing.
Somebody from Techmakers told me early on that you guys want to expand to US as well, and have this exposure therapy for European founders, for Benelux founders who are afraid of that. If you could just share a little bit more on your plans, what are you going to be doing? Because I think it's fair to say that once you're a startup in the Netherlands, you should move out of Netherlands, at least
because of the growth capital problems.
I'm very sorry to hear about that. I actually just found out. I'm not based here. That's BS, but hopefully they're going to deal with it. But in terms of distribution, you cannot stay here, right? Both Europe, US. So just tell us about your plans with Techmakers.
I mean, there are a lot of founders that I know would argue very much against that. But yeah, you're right. A lot of founders indeed leave the continental Europe. For us, yeah, exactly. But I mean, in terms of our plans, I think this was a good segue to why we did Startup World Cup in the first place. We really want to bridge that gap between Amsterdam SF. Our board member Fabian regularly goes there, regularly scouts startups from there. We are constantly in touch with the Silicon Valley. And Maggie as well, actually. Maggie has been based there before, previously. So we want to be that sort of mechanism, the bridge between both worlds, essentially helping the startups, right? So a Dutch startup going to SF, if that is what they would like to do, is something to be supported, I think. Yeah, and yeah. I have a mic. I'm not sure if it works.
Oh, I'll talk, because I have the mic.
Ah, okay. Now the mic dominance. Sure.
Yes. Hi. My name is Yoad. One of the things that I see missing working with, especially with deep tech, especially with a lot of founders, is that gap between showing the face of success and I'm always on top versus the everyday when you're facing with shit is hitting the fan time after time and you're failing time after time, you're getting no time after time, and how to basically get over the failure back on the road towards success. So this entrepreneurial mindset. This is
Hmm.
something that I see really missing. What are you doing towards that?
That's a really good. I mean, being an entrepreneur myself, I can say you need to like pain a little bit. You need to have tolerance for it. You need to have resilience. I think that comes a little bit with a risk-taking gene that you have, sort of funneled into the right mindset. So it's something that you also learn along the way. It's not only nature, but also nurture, I would believe. But this is my 2 cents. And who am I to?
Most people on their own don't have the tendency that you just presented. It's
No,
an
of
innate skill,
course.
yes, but
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's why the community, right? It keeps coming back up. Like I have people around me that are like me, so it just
So
like
support
becomes a flywheel mechanism. Yeah, exactly. So we are crazy together in that sense. Anyone
Can I-
else?
From Estonia, so I don't see Estonian flag there because, well, Estonia is quite.
I'll relay your
so
message.
my point is, if you would be wanting to come to Estonia, then you are more than welcome, and I can help you with that.
Thank you. Potential partnership. This is how our partnership pipeline is. All right. Anyone else?
I have the mic now.
Yeah. Of course.
So you're talking about the fragmentation,
Yeah.
and I know that you used preparing for the 28 regime. Is there anything that startup should know about the regime, that of the investment, or like what we should do to actually, I don't know, register in the new regime, or is there
Which
nothing?
regime are you talking
It's
about?
like a 28 regime where everything is going to be connected. So then all the investments from all the countries in the EU.
I'm not eligible to answer your question.
Okay. But you're also welcome to Romania. I have a whole ecosystem, so you can join Romania.
Let's
there,
go,
so-
Romania. And jury is back. Thank you. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, everyone. I think this is one of the most exciting parts now that we're going to actually present the winner. Let me grab my clicker real quick. All right. Yay! Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Huh? Okay, perfect. All right. Then, Connie, my dear, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, by the way, for agreeing to do this. So, I heard that you're going to announce the winner to us.
Well, it was fun. And I had great colleagues on the judging panel. So, many thanks to you guys. We did not agree all the time. We did not. It was a strong pitch, and a few sort of we felt okay. Important is what we looked at. Is of course we looked at, is this viable? Is it investable? Is it in the moment? Is it realistic? But we also looked at, this is a contest. So we look both from a perspective of being a VC, but also can this stand up in a global audience, and can this stand up in the next stage? It's got to be fun as well, and it's got to be realistic. And so we looked at all those angles, and we had some conversation, not long enough. I think we would have loved a bit more conversation. But then we went for a winner who was definitely not convincing when we looked at the pitch deck. When we looked at the materials and we looked at the deck, we thought, what the heck is this? No idea. So in a regular sort of VC environment, you wouldn't have made it to the table. But because the presentation on stage clarified an awful lot, and it was very short, and as one of the judges rightly said, that was also a good point, because we were intrigued. And the thing is always, don't try to explain too much at once. We were intrigued, we wanted to know more. So the lesson here is work on your deck, keep up the enthusiasm, stay in the market, stay in the moment, because what you're doing is also super relevant. And so the winner is Regenerate.
You can. Maybe a picture together. Would you like to say something?
Yes, so we got to work on that pitch deck, because it was really bad. We were the last one to be selected. Thank you so much for the jury. Thank you so much for the audience. That's been wonderful tonight. It was been so fun to present in front of you tonight, and we're super happy. And thank you to this amazing team.
All right. So, thank you so much, Alice. It was an amazing pitch, by the way, and amazing to see a woman win. I'm biased. So, we actually have a surprise for the ones that didn't win. We're going to send 5 startups, if they're available and if they would like to join, to Vivatech as Techmakers. So, don't be sad. If you lost, we have a consolation prize for you. And to everyone who have arrived today with their highest spirits and with their questions, thank you. This was a big event for us, so from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Now everyone's favorite part, the food. Thank you so much. See you on the next event, which is the monthly tech drinks. Watch out for the Techmakers website and everything. You know all the shizzles. Have a good evening, everyone.